Hi, my name is Sandeep Goel. I'm the CEO and founder of DigitalEx. The purpose of this video is to give you a very fast 10-minute overview of DigitalEx, our value proposition, and our product. For anybody interested, I highly recommend getting in touch with us. We're happy to schedule an hour or more to go much deeper into the technology. Before I show you the product itself, I wanted to start with a couple of slides to kind of level set where DigitalEx fits within a typical customer environment. On this slide, you'll see on the left sort of heterogeneous infrastructure that our customers typically run. We support hybrid cloud, meaning we support both public and private cloud as equal citizens. From a public cloud perspective, we support Amazon, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud. From a private cloud perspective, we support VMware and Kubernetes. And essentially what our platform does is we suck in real-time cost and usage information from all of your clouds and normalize all of it in a single data model. The public clouds tend to be easier because they have public APIs that you can write to. Private cloud's harder, so what we've done is built a virtual appliance that you install once in your data center. It auto-discovers all the resources running down to the VM and essentially makes your private cloud look like a public cloud. It looks like an OpEx consumption-based resource rather than just hardware running that's depreciating. Once all that data, all the cloud usage data and cost information flows into our data lake, then our platform takes over. So our platform is a multi-tenant SaaS system, and the platform can, again, once we have all the information and all the clouds connected, we can auto discover all of the resources running down to the service. We have machine learning baked into the platform doing a variety of things. But one of the things it does really well is forecast. We learn your seasonality, your growth, your consumption, and we intelligently predict what your costs will be next month, next year. So it helps you capacity plan well. We do cost allocation. So we have a chargeback showback model built into our platform, which will allow you to split cloud costs in sophisticated ways. So you can split them by business unit or by geography or by application team. Some of our SaaS clients actually use that functionality to split costs by tenant or by customer so they can understand their true cost to serve. So, but bottom line, there's a sophisticated cost allocation capability. And then the last but not least is cost optimization. And this tends to be the bread and butter. This tends to be why customers start with DigitalEx. Our early customers have been able to save anywhere from 15 to 40%, depending on their relative level of maturity. Where we do especially well, it's obviously there's other players in that cloud cost optimization market. Where we do especially well is when it is hybrid cloud. It is multi-cloud. When you're running multiple clouds, you're running public and private, DigitalEx tends to be a very strong solution. From a cost perspective, we're able to offer our solution at 0.5% of cloud spend versus the 2, 3, even 4% of cloud spend that many of the larger players in this space offer their products at. So there's a total cost of ownership advantage with DigitalEx. Third is a technology called Cloud Compare. The idea with Cloud Compare is we help simulate what different workloads would cost on different clouds. So we can tell you application A will run 4% cheaper on Google Cloud versus Azure, and application B will run 2% cheaper on AWS versus Google Cloud. So we essentially match workloads to clouds. We also have a cost allocation capability that I mentioned, and then it's a little bit of a subjective thing, but general usability of the platform is a reason that some of our customers really like us. We have IT in our platform, obviously, but we also have finance, executive management. It's designed to make it easy for sort of non-technical folks to consume. With that said, let me show you the product. Here you're going to see our splash screen. And essentially, before I get into this, let me show you how we organize our technology. So we sort of have 4 major groupings of features. First is dashboard. This is going to give you sort of executive level visibility into what's happening across your infrastructure. Inform is going to give you details on the costs and services that are running. It doesn't directly help you save money, but it gives you really, really good reporting and visibility into all the clouds that are running, the costs that you're incurring, the services that are running, geographically where you're incurring those costs. It gives you a lot of information on what's happening today. Optimize is where you directly save money. We're going to recommendations to you on how to save money. And again, early customers are saving anywhere from 15 to 40%. And then operate gives you governance, basically cloud center of excellence style governance. We'll manage compliance. We'll manage cybersecurity. We'll manage budgeting. We'll alert you when you when certain conditions are true, like, hey, you're about to exceed budget, or you're forecasted to exceed budget, or I've detected a cybersecurity flaw that needs to be remedied. There's just a variety of sort of governance capabilities in the platform. With that said, what you're looking at here is our cost dashboard. Here you're going to see your total costs month over month along with the trend. Everything in gray is forecast. So that's where our machine learning is intelligently predicting what the number will be. So this, given that we're sort of mid-July, where the AI is telling you, we're currently at $867 for the month. We're predicting we'll end up at a little over $1,600, which represents a 16% increase from June. We give you your top accounts that are incurring the cost, the top services, again, with trends, the top locations. If you scroll a little bit, you'll see a cost chart. Here you're going to see all of your cloud costs month over month per cloud. So in this example, you're going to see a mix of Amazon, Azure, Google. You might see VMware or Kubernetes private cloud here if somebody's running a hybrid cloud. All of this is clickable and configurable. So if you want to see daily instead of monthly, you can do that. It'll refresh. And the forecasting you'll see gets down to a pretty elemental level. We can forecast at a daily level. We can also forecast at a service level, application level, BU level. There's a lot of flexibility around how you can slice and dice data and how you can forecast. Everything here is clickable too. So if you scroll to the right here, you'll see a map. The map is where you're incurring the costs from a geographic perspective. You can click on this. You can click and everything will refresh. And everything on the screen, you'll see just the costs associated with this Google Cloud data center. And then you'll see all the individual line items. Resources is the other side of the coin. So resources is going to show you all of the resources running. You'll see all the individual line items. You can always, check on an individual resource, and you can see, you can pull up the details, that are relevant. I won't spend too much time on resources, but the combination of cost and resources gives us the ability to make cost recommendations. So here you're going to see a set of recommendations, and don't let the small numbers here throw you. This is just a demo data set, but here you'll see there's $60 of potential savings. We break that $60 into 3 buckets: orphaned, idle, and right-sized. Orphaned are resources that we are positive are not being used, though the meter is running. So you should go in immediately, go shut off these services. So here you'll see a set of AWS and Azure services that need to be shut off. Idle are similar to orphan, where there's a set of resources running. We detect some CPU, some utilization, but very, very, very low. Almost certainly you can shut these off. It requires a little bit of research, a little bit of confirmation, but probably these are things that you can shut off. We show you all the individual items, and again, you can pull up the details. If you want to do a little bit of research, you can see the cost, you can see the CPU, you can see the network traffic. So we give you some basic data, and then you can obviously do your own research. Right size is sort of the third bucket, and here we're going to tell you these are valid resources. These are valid services. You can't turn it off, but you've over provisioned it from a hardware perspective. So you can potentially downgrade sort of the tier of service and save money. So the combination here allows you to save significant money, and our system's always scanning, right? So this isn't a point in time thing. It's always looking, it's always learning, and it's always going to be identifying new opportunities for you to save money. The other type of savings that we offer are savings plan reserved instance savings. So if we scroll to this chart, you're going to see all of the consumption per month and the percent that are covered by RIs versus savings plans versus on demand. And maybe an easier way to look at that is this upper left widget, where you're going to see close to 34%. And really what that means is 34% or less than 34% of your consumption is currently being covered by an RI or savings plan, meaning that for the vast majority of your consumption, you're paying for that consumption at on-demand rates and therefore leaking cost. Most of our customers want to see this 33 number something closer to something like 90%. You want the vast majority of your consumption to be covered at RI or savings plan prices, and maybe just 10% or 5% for the peaks and valleys. So there's often a lot of opportunity to save cost, just around RI savings plan optimization. There's some other capabilities here as well. I mentioned from a compliance perspective, we have a variety of policies in place to allow you to be compliant with various frameworks that might exist. We offer cybersecurity, a set of policies to detect cybersecurity flaws and allow you to take advantage of those and go in and fix flaws. We give you the ability to do budgets, set budgets at a BU level, an application level, a variety of levels, and know when something, is either has exceeded budget or something's about to exceed budget. We also give you the ability to do anomaly detection. So our machine learning is kind of learning your consumption patterns, and when we detect something that seems not normal, we're gonna surface it for you, and we're gonna tell you how you can get details and learn kind of what to do to take advantage of that detection and go remedy it. So there's a lot of functionality here, right? And again, the point of today isn't to show you every single thing; it's to give you an overview. The last thing I'll say is we have this thing, if you go back to the executive dashboard section, called Snapshot. And the idea with Snapshot is we want to give you the ability to summarize all of your cloud costs and all of the optimization opportunities in one screen. And the reason this is relevant, the typical use case here is we will often run just Snapshot for free for potential customers upfront as step one in an engagement, and we'll quantify everything that we see, all the anomalies, all the cost optimization, all the RI savings plan optimization opportunities in one place, and allow customers to view this data and then decide, does something like DigitalEx make sense? If hypothetically, we can only identify $10,000 a year in savings and our product costs $10,000, probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense to proceed. More typically, what we see is, we can find, in one recent example, company spent $9 million a year on cloud. We're able to find $2 million a year in potential savings. That's a fraction, that's an order of magnitude greater than what our product costs. So Snapshots essentially be able to give you, here's what you can save, here's what the product costs, then you can make a business decision on, does it make sense? So if you look here at Snapshot, it's going to give you the potential savings. It's going to give you how your budgets are doing, some recent anomalies. It's going to give you how you're doing from a RI savings plan perspective. We saw that, total costs, top accounts. It's going to essentially summarize a lot of the data that we saw earlier. And again, typically we run this for free. Typically we allow customers to quantify the savings before they decide to proceed with DigitalEx. With that, I'm going to probably stop the demo. If that's interesting again, or if DigitalEx is interesting, please get in touch with us. We're happy to go much deeper, happy to understand your use case and how our technology can help. With that, I'll thank you for your time. This is Sandeep Goel signing off.